Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go three abreast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It's MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength, and by Grunt Style. Erin Evernham and Steve Post, we're so glad you joined us, and we have got a great program for you here today. Lucas Wolfe going to join us, and Cale Thomas as well. But let's start off with our weekends. Erin, you were at Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500.
Gosh, it's awesome to be at that event. It is the largest one-day sporting event in the world. 300,000 people they're estimating. It was, I feel like in a lot of the motorsports world, we talk about the negative things, you know, the crowds being down. The energy there and the positive, I can't even describe it. You know, you could see Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt, Johnny Rutherford, all the stars of the past. You've got these young and upcoming kids, the Will Powers, who's not even that young anymore. But I can't describe the energy. But regardless, it is such a positive thing for open wheel racing, for motorsports in general, to have that interest, those amount of kids that were there. It is a bucket list item.
One of the things we've talked about is instead of my racing is better than your racing is better than mine. Let's get all racing good.
Yep.
And it sounds like at the top, at the pinnacle, the Indy 500, which is the premier racing event in the world.
Yep.
Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not pretend this, and we're the voice of NASCAR. I get that, but the Indy 500 is the premier motorsport in the world, and boy, to have that healthy, that's good.
Yes.
I'm on the other end of it, and I mean, and when I say the other end of it, I'm at the top level of sprint car racing, but it's grassroots. There wasn't 300,000 people there. There was a huge crowd. There might have been 300,000 Jell-O shots there. I might say that.
And how many were consumed?
Well, I don't know. There's not many left. I'll guarantee you that. Port Royal, the Speed Palace. We were up there, Ashley and I, and Kreger and Beersy and the whole gang. We were there for the Bob WEIKERT Memorial, and I'm telling you, what it did have in common was Indy was that atmosphere. It was a party. It was an event. There was a buzz. There was a vibe. We did our show on Sunday night, and in the middle of the show, a downpour came, and like 6 people or 10 people got up. And as they were getting up, other people came in and sat in the seats.
That's great.
It's crazy Pennsylvania fans.
Passion.
Exactly. Yep. That's what it is. So great time, and we appreciate everyone up at Port Royal having us, and great catching up with all of our friends up there. And I would dare say there's probably a good likelihood we may do it again next year. We got to recover, though. We need 360 days to get recovered. So, hey, let's take a look at our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. The World of Outlaws, nothing new, nothing to see here. Donnie Schatz, first and second.
Yeah.
And Brad Sweet starting to step up the consistency and step up his game. A 4th place on Friday night and a win last night at Lawrenceburg. So Sweet's got that thing rolling.
Yeah, you know, not to brag on myself, but I saw him early in the race, and I said, his car's good. I said to Ray, and I was kind of excited that I noticed it, picked up on it. But, yeah, they've got something working out in that car.
They got something working. While a lot of guys were hopping through the holes and sliding, he was driving straight through everything. That car was straight going around the racetrack. All-Stars, how about Christopher Bell? Gets done running the Xfinity Series race, goes up and wins a race. Cale Thomas, we're going to talk to Cale in a little bit. Knoxville, what a fascinating year. I don't know that anyone saw this.
No.
Okay, you could see Brownie winning 3 races.
Yep.
Okay, although a 3-race win streak's pretty good, and you could see a McCarl winning.
Yeah.
But Austin, he broke Brownie's 3-race win streak, winning his 3rd race.
He's a perfect example of if you get that first one, more will come.
Exactly. So Austin McCarl and Lance Deweese and Lucas Wolfe were the 2 winners up at Port Royal. We'll talk to Lucas. Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery, great for T-shirts, for hats, for sweatshirts, for hoodies, for towels, for whatever you need, whether you need it for your race team or your corporate business. I was talking to Brian. They're doing stuff for some pro teams. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I think they're doing some stuff for.
That's great.
I mean, they're just really going well, and they can do it for you as well. So www.classicinkusa.com. That's classicinkusa.com. We need to step away. Lucas Wolfe, he joins us next.
O'Reilly. Top off or flush and refill your cooling system with Peak Long Life Pre-Mixed Antifreeze and Coolant on sale for $7.99 a gallon at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Protect against damaging rust and corrosion with Peak Long Life Pre-Mixed Antifreeze and Coolant. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices, every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
This is Brian Brown, and you're watching MRN's Wing Nation on MRN.com.
Welcome back. Thank you, Brownie. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Going to the Weld Racing Hotline, a man who, let's see, won $10,000, a 65-pound trophy, and got to hang in victory lane with Bobby Davis Jr. Not a bad weekend, indeed. No. Lucas Wolfe joins us on the line on the hotline. Hello, Lucas. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. Congratulations. Second straight WEIKERT win. Pretty good run you had on Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly a big race. First, kind of the first real big race of the year that we had here, because of unfortunately losing the whole Outlaw week. But yeah, great event. Certainly a tremendous job by everybody at Port Royal and the WEIKERT family and everybody that was involved in the event. With the had a little bit of challenges with weather there. Unfortunately, was able to get it all in, and obviously very fortunate for me to ultimately to come away with the victory.
Lucas, for someone who grew up in Pennsylvania, watching your father race, watching the WEIKERT car on the track, what does it mean to win this event? Like you said, it's the biggest one so far this year, really, in the Pennsylvania area, or Port Royal. But what does it mean personally to win this big event?
Yeah, well, it was certainly a good weekend for all the nostalgic reasons, with the Walt Dyer tribute race on Friday, and then, of course, the WEIKERT weekend. But it's tremendous that those names are able to stay involved in some capacity. Of course, long-time tremendous car owners in this area, and certainly a lot of involvement over the years. So to be able to kind of showcase that all in a big event, as well as all their other involvements with the WEIKERT family in our local racing, it's certainly great. To ultimately to win the event now 2 years in a row is tremendous. It was a huge turning point for us last year in our season. Gave us a lot of momentum heading into to the summer months, and hopefully we'll be able to replicate that again this year.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was such a turn. Last year we were up there, and on Saturday night, I think if I'm not mistaken, you had motor problems or something, and you were new with the Barsinger program, and I'm like, man, that's just. I was just watching. I said, man, that just doesn't seem to be working yet. And then that race got rained out on Sunday night, but Monday came back and won the race, and then it's worked pretty good since then. Lucas, the racetrack on Sunday night, because of the moisture, because of the rain, never slicked off. It stayed really, really fast. As a driver, what does that mean for those of us that have never sat in the wheel of a race car? When you have a track like that, is it how much do you have to adjust the car you're driving? What does that mean when the track stays heavy and fast all night long?
Yeah, well, that's the fastest one that we've had in quite a while.
Yeah.
Most in most cases where you see rain that late into the afternoon, the day of an event, a lot of times we either lose that event or come back at a later date. So that, and especially as fast as Port Royal can be when there is some traction in the track. And that speed that remained all night was really tremendous. There was 15-second laps in the A main, so that certainly is it's hard to imagine a much quicker pace than that. But for the most part, that's basically what an early in the season type of setup would be. So we were certainly aware of the situations were going to be fast early. You never quite know for sure how long it's going to hang on, but I think there was a fair amount of moisture in the air, not too much extra drying went on with the track, because there was a good field of cars with both the sprints and the late models, as well as multiple events throughout the night, of course. So there was a decent number of laps on the track. It's just it didn't slow down as much as what you would be used to. But it was a kind of an early in the night thing. We had a good pace, I think, right from the start. Thought was very happy with how we performed in the heat race, and really, other than adding fuel and putting on fresh tires, didn't really make any changes throughout the night. So. Some of those nights work out that way. You never quite know for sure, but fortunately it was the right decision this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you had to put some extra tear-offs on for that feature. Lucas, with all the rainouts you've had this season, I know you've gotten still a decent amount of racing in, but how nice is it to run 3 nights in a row and run at the same track 2 nights in a row so you can build on Saturday for Sunday?
Yeah, well, certainly multi-day events are good. They're kind of add to the whole event in general, I think. I think those are, which we often see, the Tuscarora 50 weekend later in the year, of course, the bigger Outlaw weekends at Williams Grove, and now a full weekend at Port Royal to kind of finish out the year as well. So the multi-day events always kind of add something special. I think it gives you a second opportunity 2 days in a row, a little bit of something to build on, and get hopefully make a stronger challenge, or as strong as you can on the final night. But the weather of late has been horrendous. Of course, it's been a little bit depressing actually. So it was great to get a full weekend in where we had a few maybe minor, close to being a hiccup, but able to get them all in, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that trend moving here into the summer, because there's a lot of great races coming up on the horizon, and it's unfortunate for everybody involved to miss out on those. So hopefully we've changed the trend on that, and we'll be sunny skies for a while.
Lucas, you talked about last year. Last year, I think it was a dramatic change. You had struggled up until this. You won this race, and then you really, really were solid the rest of the year. And you mentioned that along the way. And I'm, like I said, I'm a guy that's never worked on these cars, never driven these cars. Do you hit on something? Is there something to just positive vibes and momentum? Is there something to that? Is there little things you learn, or how does that light switch turn on like it did last year for you, and you're hoping to do the same this year?
Well, there's certainly different trends that you go through with your cars. You get trying some different things, running in a little bit of different configurations. One thing for sure this year, although we've gotten a decent number of shows in, a lot of them haven't been in the most ideal of circumstances. We had an extended period of cold weather, and now we've had some rainy weather, and we really haven't gotten to a lot of what you would consider to be typical track conditions. So sometimes you chase some extra things around that way, trying to adjust your car and anticipate of what you're going to see at the summer month type track. Certainly there's I think a lot to be said for success breeds more success, and you're able to gain on that, build up more confidence. Everybody's got a kind of an extra skip in their step. It's a good for morale, everybody in the team, whether you're doing work on the tires or driving the car. So a lot of times you see that where guys are somewhat streaky, where they get a couple good races in a row, and then they continue to build on that and run well for a while. So the challenge is to stay up. It's hard enough to get going well, and once you do, try to do the most that you can to drag that out for as long as possible. But it's always an ever-changing scenario. Of course, everybody's competing for the same goal, but we're hopeful that we've made a few things different in our program for this year that we hope to be able to factor in strong throughout the whole season. So it's like anything, a building process. Our second year together as a team with me for Michael Barshinger Racing, and we just continue to evolve. Real quick, we're right against the break. What do you do with a 65-pound trophy? Well, it's amazing, man. The thing's great, but at the moment it's weighing down a table, so I have to get probably a heavy table actually.
It's a good problem to have, that's for sure. Lucas, congratulations! It was so much fun watching you race this weekend. Congratulations on the win, and thanks for joining us here today.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Indeed, that is Lucas Wolfe joining us here on the program. Yeah, it is I always struggle with this one because it's a bullhead, but not. I always say that sounds like a catfish, but no, it's a bull's head.
Yeah.
The WEIKERT bullhead, bronze, made in Colorado, 65 pounds.
Yeah,
and it's waiting down Lucas's table now.
Needs a special stand.
Yes, indeed. We do need to step away. Love first-time winners, and Cale Thomas did it with the All-Stars on Friday night at Attica. We'll talk to him next.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is open year-round 7 days a week for race fans to celebrate sprint car racing. With over 30 original open-wheel race cars and sprint cars on display, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, movie theme, and the world's largest selection of sprint car merchandise. Visit our online store at sprintcarstuff.com to view all of our sprint car merchandise. Or when in Knoxville, stop by the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, located in the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
I'm Greg Wilson, driver of the Hercules Tire W20. Now back to Steve Post and Erin Evernham on Wing Nation.
Thank you, Greg. We are having a ball, that's for sure, here on MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Let's go right back to the Weld Racing Hotline because we love first-time winners, at least first time with the All-Star. First All-Star win. Picked it up Friday night at Attica Raceway Park. Cale Thomas is on the line. Hello, Cale. Welcome to Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Tell us about that win on Friday night.
Wow. it was unbelievable.
I watched the video. It was unbelievable. It was like, God.
Last time I talked to you, I got my first win there, and it was just a local show. Now, getting my All-Star win there, it's a great feeling.
Cale, tell us about the race. You passed Joey Saldana. I mean, a legend in his own right with 10 to go. Tell us, was there a point in the night where you knew you had a car to beat? Did it come on just in the middle of the race? Talk about what it was like to make it through traffic like that and pick up your first All-Star win.
Yeah, I got to start beside Joey on the front row, and right off the bat, he got going there on the top side, and I was running more to the bottom and middle. I thought I had something for him there at the beginning, and then he got just rolling on the top there. And I started, I knew I kind of beat him early, so I was hoping to get lap traffic maybe and get him through lap traffic or just, save my stuff a little bit and my tires and maybe get him at the end there if it got any slicker. But honestly, I really didn't feel like I had anything for him, and we had a couple restarts there. We had that long run, and then we had that red flag, and I think just from that red flag, I think his tires kind of sealed over, and I was a lot better on restarts, and I got beside him. He ran the top, and I don't think he got through 3 and 4 as good as he had been the whole race, and I rolled the bottom the best I ever did all race long to get beside him there. And it was just enough to where it kind of got a little crazy going into turn 1 there. He was running the bottom the whole race in 1 and 2, and he, I got beside him, and he dropped down in front of me into 1 and took my air away and kind of got into him. I really didn't mean to, honestly, but I just lined it up straight because I knew I ended up thinking, wow, we are gonna, touch. So I try to line it up so I don't want to wreck anybody, especially Joey, because I respect him and everything that he does in this sport. So, but it got him loose, moved him up the track, and I got beside him and just went on my way on the bottom.
Wow, it was a fun. I watched the video of it. And folks, if you're out there, go onto the All-Star page on Twitter and watch the video of this race. This race was fun to watch the recap. So really, really cool. Cale, what's it been like since then? Though I'm sure lots of well wishers, your sponsors, all your people have been pretty happy about that run on Friday night.
Yeah, everyone's been so happy, and just I'm just very grateful for all these great people around me who support me and stuff. And I think I made quite a bit more fans and stuff, and more people now know my name. So it's really cool to talk to more people and get to know more people. This sport's just really cool in that kind of way.
That's great stuff. Cale, I follow you on social media, and I see that you do a lot of charity work. You went on a mission trip to Cambodia. You are helping sell shirts that I think some of the proceeds go to cancer research. Tell us a little bit about your charity involvement.
Yeah, so last time you talked to me, we talked a little bit about my first win and then my accident. So that accident has transpired into something a lot bigger. And I guess I'm going to give you another goosebump story if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
So in 2016, I had that wreck, and then I found out I had cancer. So I started going to church a lot more and working out. Well, on a Saturday, which I never really worked out on a Saturday, but I started getting addicted there through last summer. And I actually saw my pastor and talked to him, and he asked me why I was there, and told him, I drive race cars and I was just trying to get healthy and stuff. And I told him about my wreck, and he said he knew a group that met on Thursdays with, college ministry, young adults. And I started going to that group, and actually they talked about going on a mission trip to Cambodia, talked about Rafa House and what they do. And, 6 months later, I'm on a flight to across the world to help these girls out. So Rafa House is an organization that helps girls who have been through, sex trafficking and slavery. And Rafa House gives them a place to, not be in those situations, lets them learn, grow, gives them food, water, and, if they want to, if they have, they give them the choice. They want to pursue God, they give them that opportunity. So to experience that and to meet those girls was one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced in my life.
How does we live in America now? We live in this racing world, and we're so about, I got to win this race, I got to win the next race, I got to get my first All-Star win, I got to do that. How did that experience during the off season in Cambodia alter your perspective? Yeah, you get behind the wheel and you're going to race hard and win, but when you have a win like this, what is that perspective like?
So it makes everything you do just a little not as important. And I know that sounds different, but what the other parts of this world is experiencing is just unbelievable and unimaginable. But it also, like, one thing we took away that they asked us when we came back home and to think about was, how could we change, or how could we spread the word? And all I could think about was winning in a race car, so I can talk about it for everyone to hear. And that's exactly what I did on Friday.
You're right. Goosebumps.
Yep.
You got us. Dude, that is really, really cool. Cale, congratulations on the win. I know in our sprint car world it is an amazing accomplishment, but more so than that, congratulations about sharing that message, and thank you for sharing it with our Wing Nation audience. We live in a spoiled, rotten world here in our world, whether it's Ohio or down here in North Carolina, and I don't think sometimes we need a little peek into what's going on in other places, and we appreciate you sharing that with us here today. So thanks for sharing that, and congratulations again on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There we go. Cale Thomas. Wow.
He got us. Goosebumps.
Yeah, he did. Man, something, Indy 500, Port Royal, great times, but they don't seem quite as important right now as they did.
Not at all.
When you realize, I think we know things like that happen in the world, and I think at times we put on blinders that things like that happen in the world, and sometimes we need someone like Cale Thomas to stand in victory lane and take those blinders off a little bit.
Absolutely. Not only what he's been through personally, but
well, that's true too.
But then helping others across the world who are in horrible situations.
What an amazing young man, and what a thrill to talk to him, that's for sure. We need to step away more in just a moment.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Keep your windshield clean with Bosch Pure Vision wiper blades. Buy one and get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Pure Vision wiper blades install in one easy step, and Bosch's Quiet Glide finish ensures clear vision in any weather. Bosch Pure Vision wiper blades. Buy one, get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASES National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASES Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
This is Tony Stewart. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thank you, Smoke. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires here on the Motor Racing Network. National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Spent a lot of time. We'll talk about birthdays, but I want to talk a little bit more about this weekend, because this weekend is the big induction thing. Eddie Sachs on Monday. Today, Deb Snyder, Al Unser Jr. Ken Schrader's birthday today. Let's have a beer and toast Ken Schrader. Carl Kinzer on Friday. Steve Kinzer and Don Branson on Saturday. But induction ceremony this weekend, Erin, and bless your heart, you're going from Indy to Knoxville. Boy, you've got it rough,
Yeah, Knoxville, then, Jackson next week.
Exactly,
but, no, I love going to the induction ceremony to see the families there and the people who are being inducted and how much of an honor it means to them. It's a special weekend on the calendar every year.
Really is. Pre-1945 Oscar Dwayne Red Garnett, media member Bob Mays. I've read some of Bob Mays' stuff. He does a great job. Promoter Steve Beitler. Oh, my gosh. They just don't come better on the planet than Steve Beitler. Builder Emmett Malloy, Scott Gherkin, the mechanic. Yeah. But this driver class, Brian Clausen, David Steele, and Lance DeWeese. Sadly, we lost David and Brian recently here.
Emotional, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Going to be a lot of emotion there. And then Lance, my God, if he's not Hall of Fame, it's like he was Hall of Fame this weekend, for God's sake. It's an amazing class.
It is.
It really is. In the Hall of Fame. It's just going to be a fun weekend. Thursday on our Wing Nation weekend, presented by Hefner Racing Products, we're going to talk to Bob Baker from the Hall of Fame. Yep. So more on that along the way, but really good. We have midweek racing.
Yes.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Love
the
it.
Fairbury American Legion Speedway, one of my favorite tracks. I went there one time, saw the late models race.
I need to get there. It's on my list.
I love that racetrack. Love that racetrack. It's one of those where the fire department sells the popcorn and the Girl Scouts run the concession stands.
Yep.
And it's just
the Lions Club has the corn.
Exactly. It's that kind of thing. And it's the World of Outlaws and Dirt Vision going to have it all. And that's going to be fun. That's Wednesday night and a great weekend coming up as far as racing goes. Mention our aggressive hydraulic calendar. Bob Baker going to join us on Thursday. And then on Saturday, oh my gosh, we've already recorded this. I'm not going to lie to you. And we're not, Saturday morning, we're not set up on a Kyle Larson Racing. Ashley and I, we spent a little time with Shane Stewart and Kyle Larson out of Kyle Larson Racing. Oh my gosh, what a hoot, what a ball. So to be Kyle Larson and Shane Stewart, I'm telling you what, it just, again, two just great people, great guys, down to earth, and they literally rolled the red carpet out to the shop. So that's Saturday on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV, 8:30 and 11:30 a.m. So there you have it. How about Lucas Wolfe picking up another win and Cale Thomas continuing to be an amazing young man?
Yeah, absolutely. Changing the world.
Changing the world. one sprint car win at a time, maybe, is what it boils down to. What a mission. What a testimony, that's for sure. So we do appreciate Lucas for joining us and Cale Thomas. Again, want to thank everyone at Port Royal for all your hospitality, but more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
Brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. Wing Nation can be found on demand at mrn.com, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.